I'm your host, Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Podcast. Tonight's presentation, Why Contradiction, Friction, and Awakening Streams Energetic Liberation. And something I learned about contradiction, see, we think we have blockages and barriers and all this stuff occurring inside us, but it really is what we're doing is our dreams and our desired life or goals or accomplished outcomes, they're contradicting our comfort zone thinking, knowing, and everything we've ever done. And then when you get the contradiction going, there's friction between where you're at and where you're going. And it's kind of like a limbo in there. You have no idea, but with questions and listening and inspiration and all sorts of, inspiration and autonomous expansion, sovereign activation, you can rise out of it. But when you take contradiction and friction, you dissolve all the anxiety and the barriers and the boundaries. And if you take boundaries and turn them into contours, because life is a contour, and that's what contradiction and friction are. They're open up contours. And that's what the earth is made in contours. And so when you let the contours flow, you go around it with energy, and it's your energy. It's actually energy. And it allows you to innovate and find a different and discover the pathways out of there. As contradiction is never confusion, it's combustion. Friction is never resistance, it's artistic revelations that you express to yourself in the world. Awakening is never polite, as prescient. It's prescient. As the definition of prescient is discern the significance of events before they occur, collaborating, communication, collaboration, contours, and your desired outcome. They form a sacred triad that cracks the inherited logic, composts from your comfort zone programming, and ignite your sovereign signals of your adventurous ardor for you to soar. This is never healing, it's eruption. This is never growth, it's flight. Energetic liberation streams when you stop soothing the system and start sculpting your signal waves of wisdom, insight, clarity, and your desired life. Why contradiction, friction, awakening streams energetic liberation. Contradiction composts control and ignites clarity. Contradiction's never confusion, it's combustion. It short circuits inherited logic and dares your intuition to erupt. It in a clash, when you stop performing, you start pulsing your potentate prowess and your innovative talents through the world. It's a sacred tension where your I am broadcasts unfiltered wisdom, insight, and clarity to flow through your veins of fame, opening up your foresight to appreciate yourself. Friction is a forge where presence replaces performance. Friction rubs the unrehearsed identity and unveils your contour compass. It's never resistance, it's revolutionary revelations. You rise never by soothing systems, but by sculpting signals from sensations. Friction fuels your flight of life as it's liberating internal fervor energy today and every day. Awakening is never polite, it's a prescient. It never waits for permission. It pulses through paradoxes that are paradoxes of contradiction and chaos. It awakens your adventurous wisdom, appreciating keen, enterprising nerve, invigorating now-born gumption. Awakening streams energetic liberation by composting the comfort zone programming, activating your intuitive elevation in here and now. While life streams contradiction, friction, awakening that chauffeurs me to my dreamer's paradises as it chauffeurs you. Contradiction is the compass of expansion. When life contracts itself, it's never broken, it's breaking open. Contradiction unveils the edges of your current map, inviting you to now draw it in the here and now. It's never confusion, it's a contour. And that's something, if you can let go of boundaries in life and understand the life is a contour of flowing energy. And that's what the earth is a contour of flowing energy. And it's a contour connection steering you toward deeper visionary veracity, never lying to yourself. Friction is the fuel of flight. Friction's never resistance, it's ignition. And it ignites. And what it does is rubs against your comfort zone programming to spark clarity, presses against your self-taught programming to pulse the scenarios of your desired life. See, what would you rather have, possibilities or scenarios? One thing about scenarios, you can draw it, you can image it, and you can put the sense of smell in it. So when you put the sense of smell into something, that is your strongest sense. If you can smell the success of your feeling, your sea breezes of splendor as you surf your seas of stunning success because you're blessed with lavender luck. You can smell the lavender. Every friction moment is a chauffeur. Every friction moment is a chauffeur whispering, this is the way to your dreamer's paradise. It's basically an arrow pointing you in the right direction. Awakening is the arrival of inner architecture that awakens. As awakening never comes gently, it arrives through rupture, rapture, and revelations. It's the moment your dreamer sovereignly steps and sets in the driver's seat to navigate you by your intuition, imagination, innovation, and inventors' trend-setting talents. Never instruction. Paradise is never a place. It's a pulse you recognize in the now. Why life shows me contradiction, friction, awakenings to rise out of the unrealized sabotaging fears, scaredy cat brattiness, indoctrinated education, parental programming, community conditioning, and social obedience that I encompass. Contradiction cracks the cage of inherited identity. Social obedience, parental programming, that's all inherited identity. Life shows me in you contradiction, never to confuse us, but to interrupt the script that we run in our inner dialogue every day. See, the script is your inner dialogue and what goes on. So we're here to interrupt the script to unveil where indoctrinated education, parental programming, and social obedience have installed false binaries of what other people told us to do. Contradiction is a signal that your veracity never fit the template of social obedience and never was meant to. Contradiction is a celebration of now, tantalizing, rebellious adventures, daredevilry, invigorating, canny, and trend-setting, intuitive, omnific nirvana to flow through our subconscious scenarios of our dreamer's dexterity. Scenarios over everything else. See how freeing and liberating that is? Friction is the furnace that burns off the brat-coated fear. Man, my furnace had my friction had a big furnace because there was a lot of brat-coated fear. Friction, never punishment. It's purification. It rubs against the scaredy cat reflex, the program pause and the obedient flinch. Each awakening moment presses you to choose comfort or clarity. And when you choose clarity, friction becomes the fuel, freeing unlimited enterprising literary success. The awakening is a reclamation of sovereign signal. Awakening doesn't never teaches. It unteaches, unlearns, and dissolves the memorized obedience of community conditioning and replaces it with contour clarity. As you stop reacting from fear and start responding from unrealized genius within, the awakening is in the moment, and you say, I'm never the product, I'm the pulse of my sovereign leadership. And then the pulse of my here and now. Wow, wisdom optimizing wanderer's curiosity. Why contradiction, friction, and awakening streams energetic liberation destroys self-obedient, drama, trauma, self-help, personal growth, self-improvement, therapy programming, and punctuated writings. Contradiction composts the curriculum of becoming of something, and it opens up the way for you to unpunctuate your life and experience an unrehearsed desired outcome. Self-help and personal growth often loop obedient narratives, fix, improve, perform. Contradiction shatters that loop. It dares you to stop rehearsing worth and start radiating essence. You never evolve, you erupt of enterprising, rebellious, utopian prowess today. Friction dissolves the therapy trance of repair. Therapy programming teaches you to process pain politely, to wait for wholeness. Friction refuses a delay. It activates your breath-mind brilliance in here and now by bypassing repair, igniting revelations that open up your emancipating energy to rise, shine, and energize today. You rise from rupture, enjoy the rapture, but you're never in recovery. Awakening overrides punctuated performance. Punctuated writings reflects institutional control. I'm going to say that again. Punctual writings reflects institutional control. Pauses programmed to interrupt intuitive flow. And that's what punctuated writings do. They interrupt your intuitive flow as you're reading something. As awakening streams unpunctuated presence, you stop formatting your truth and start broadcasting your I am, bold, alive, and sovereign. While life streams contradiction, awakening chauffeurs me into energetic liberation. Contradictions opens the unlocked door. Life streams contradiction to unveil where your programmed beliefs, opinions, and viewpoints collide with your sovereign embodied innovations. It's never confusion, it's clarity in disguise, showing you the doorway you never knew was yours. And that's what contradiction does. Contradiction never traps. It transports you to a better way. Friction is a furnace that now refines your signal. Friction is never resistance, it's refinement. It's embodiment of your intuitive, trend-setting talents. It rubs against obedience, presses on comfort, and burns off the residue of inherited identity, of what somebody else taught you or you taught yourself to be. Each friction moment is a chauffeur in disguise, chauffeuring you towards your unmuted pulse of percipience, unleashing life streaming, enterprising epiphanies for you to enjoy. Awakening is the arrival of energetic authorship. Awakenings never teach. It unwinds prime time trailblazer intuition, magically expands and energizes you through life with ease. It dissolves the memorized noise, instantly activates your intuitive architecture here and now. As you stop outsourcing your signal and instantly instigate your innate signal waves of your inventor's ingenuity, electrifying energetic liberation, never to escape, but to embody the ignition of your talents, into imagination, and all your sleek, unique talents. Why does the earth unknowingly turn on the axis of chaos, challenges, adversity, and controversy? That's something I awakened to. You know, chaos, adversity, controversy, uh, and challenges never stop the world from turning. Actually, it spins the world because then we can open up to the contradiction, hellraiser's audacity, opening our Savari talents to realize we compass the now roots of clarity. All that is opening up your and optimizing your clarity. The world never spins on serenity; it pivots on pressure. Chaos cracks the shell of hell and the comfort zone cloning, unveiling the contour of ferocity. It's never dysfunction; it's divine interruption. Dysfunction is divine. That's what we experience in chaos as divine disruption. Without it, curiosity flatlines and ingenuity sleeps. Have you ever experienced that? I have. Adversity is the ignition that composts complacency. Challenges chaos, adversity, and adversity is never a detour. It's a dare unleashing fashion designer daredevilry as the world rises through rupture, rapture, and energetic liberation, never routine. Adversity activates audacity. It's the friction that fuels innovation, the tension that tunes in your intuition for you to hearken to fresh wisdom and insight and clarity to move your life forward. Controversy is the broadcast that breaks polite programming. Controversy is the broadcast that breaks polite programming. Controversy is never conflict, it's combustion. It, it exposes inherited scripts, silence system, silences systems, trained obedience, and dares the world to rise and entertain a better way to experience life. Because it does away with the rethink, reframe, to rise of your inner wise and your revolutionary revelations, energizing your imagination. Because without it, imagination stays domesticated and insight stays centered. How does your comfort zone programming domesticate your insight and keep your imagination domesticated? That's happened to me. Let's be honest, it still is. Because thinking, knowing, learning knowledge in them will never let you rise out of the domesticated doldrums we think we're out of. A lot of things in self-help, personal growth, self-improvement stay inside the railroad tracks of domesticated way of life. While embellishing contradiction, friction, adamant awakenings unleashes curiosity, courage that instantly disintegrates fear, scaredy cat brattiness, insecurity, immaturity, comfort zone programming, and ancestor survival mode sabotaging mindsets. Contradiction is the contour of curiosity that rises you to your liminal carpet stroll. It dares you to wear paradox like a crown, because when you embellish contradiction, you stop fearing inconsistency and start sculpting insight. It dissolves scaredy cat brattiness by turning I never know into I dare me to discover my dreamer's intuitive savvy, celebrating optimistic visionary epiphanies and realize life is easy as I listen. You never resolve paradox, you write it into revelation to rise, shine, and energize your inner rising lifestyle. Friction is the forge where courage combusts and comfort zone programming crumbles. Friction is never resistance. It's your runaway. It rubs away inherited scripts, ignites your trailblazer instincts. Immaturity and insecurity melt when they stop rehearsing safety and start radiating signals. Radiating signals dissolve immaturity, insecurity. Because, see, curiosity, because insecurity and immaturity is unrealized curiosity. And that hides and blocks your adventurous audacity from rise, shining, and energizing your life. You rise from rupture, rapture, and revolutionary revelations. You never retreat. You pull the sword of success and sapience and ride, hell bent for election. You cut away all yesterday to enjoy today. Adamant awakenings override ancestral survival mode sabotage with sovereign flair. Awakenings is never gentle, it's genius. It never asks for lineage, for permission. It now writes the legacy of your here and now with legendary lore. You stop looping inherited fear and start broadcasting intuitive elevations. Your curiosity becomes a choreography, your courage becomes a contour, and you ride effortlessly down to your oceans of opulence. Why contradiction, friction, and awakening streams, energetic liberation, destroy self-imposed sabotage of change, heal, create transformation, and forgiveness. Contradiction composts the illusion of improvement, self-imposed change, often loops legacy logic, trying to fix what was never broken. See, we're never broken. We've just never discovered our sovereign self. Contradiction shatters that loop. It dares you to stop rehearsing transformation and start radiating the veracity of your own vanguard vigor. You never evolved, you erupt like a volcano of veracity and vigor. How does that feel? Erupt like a volcano of veracity and vigor. Veracity is I never lie to me, and that sets me free. Friction dissolves the performance of healing. Healings, when our system trained, becomes a polite pause, a sanctioned process that waits for permission. Friction refuses that delay. It activates your breath line brilliance and your ride and rope boldness in real time, bypassing repair, igniting revelations. Awakening overrides the forgiveness facade. Forgiveness, when taught by systems, often masks obedience. Forgiveness is a cultural obedience. Awakening never asks you to pardon, it asks you to pulse. Your potentate utopian lure streaming everyday life. It composts the need to mend, replaces it with a power to morph, to sculpt, to soar. While embracing contradiction, friction, and awakenings that streams energetic liberation, energizes your free-flowing energy of my intuitive pageantry, imaginative artistry, inventors' innovations, inspirational murals, embellishing my trailblazer unique talents that chauffeur me through life with ease. Contradiction is the spark that ignites intuitive pageantry. It dares you and me to dance with paradox, never resolve it, just understand there's wisdom, insight, and clarity for us to understand It's sacred tension. Your imagination never asks for permission, it performs. Contradiction composts conformity and crowns your contour clarity with a sovereign flare of dare. Friction is the forge where artistry erupts unfiltered, unrehearsed, uneducated, coloring your world with your talents. It rubs raw the rehearsed identity and reveals your mural of talents. You never decorate your life, you embellish it with intuitive innovation. Friction fuels your inventor's instinct, sculpting brilliance from your boldness. Awakening is the chauffeur of ease. Through chaos, it never smooths the road, it tunes your ride. Awakening streams energetic liberation by dissolving inherited programming and activating your trailblazer rhythms of your rock and roll daredevilry. You never follow paths, you paint the pristine scenery with your breath-lined brush that colors your life with panorama prosperity. While embellishing contradiction, friction, and adamant awakenings unleashes your curiosity, courage that instantly increases your bottom line profits. Contradiction, compost conformity, bursts bold innovation. You never embrace contradiction. You stop rehearsing what is expected and start sculpting what's electrifying and colorful. The shift unleashes curiosity, your most profitable asset. It fuels fresh ideas, unexpected offerings, and contour crafted pathways of enlightenment, strolling you up your trails of triumph that stand out in the saturated markets of life. Friction is the forge where courage becomes a currency. Friction dares you to disrupt and erupt, never just deliver. It activates your trailblazer instinct, pushing you beyond polite branding into bold broadcasting. Courage becomes contagious. Clients feel it, collaborators mirror it, and your bottom line reflects it. Adamant awakenings override legacy logic, unlocks intuitive enterprise awakening. Awakening's never a mindset, it's a movement. It dissolves inherited business obedience and activates sovereign strategy as you stop selling from scripts and start sculpting from signal, your signal. The energetic clarity magnetizes your lined opportunities, loyal audiences, profits with pulse of liberating cash flow now and forevermore. And all pulsating contradiction and friction is, it allows you to question your life and, then investigate yourself, because all the contradiction you think is in the world is inside you. Everything you think is in the outside world isn't there. That's an illusion of it. It's all inside you, your subconscious mind frozen in time representation. It's a simple saying. Energetic liberation, I liberate me, sets me free. And anyway, I'm Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypno Acuity, and may your life be as blessed as you're a blessing to me and the world. And we'll be here Tuesday night